on the Ford Ranger. Been looking forward to this, but wanted to get all of our ducks in a row, because who wants a massive paperweight left sat in the middle of the yard? We need to start tackling this. Now, so many of you reached out, Instagram, email, the day that the video went out, saying that the rocker box cover on these do go through oil. The injector goes through oil. One bloke said to me, Rob, you've got to change that injector or I'm going to let myself in and change it myself. I know that's going to be the issue. I don't know if you can grab it for me. You are, thank you. So, me and Chris do film as much as we can and try and obviously shorten it. We can't film our whole day. And we did try another injector in it to obviously rule that out. You can see the old one's there. I've put it in, I'll fire it up.
Yeah.
You can see
he's only on 3.
It's only on 3. We have got no choice. We're sitting here looking at it and putting it off.
Yeah, we've got to pull the motor.
Let's get the spanners out, mate.
Yes.
And start it all over again. It's like deja vu, but blue instead of orange.
We've done 2 of these.
Oh, we have, haven't we?
I think we've done 2
Yes,
of these.
we have. We've done a light blue one of these, then an orange one.
Didn't we do a gold? What was the... Because we've done a Vauxhall 3.2, didn't we?
We've done a 3.2 last, that was the orange one.
Was that the orange one, yeah?
And then the one before that was the tree guys.
Yeah, it was, Joe.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Right, mate. Let's get the tools out.
All right, mate.
Throw the tools under the bonnet.
We drop the coolant.
Drop the coolant where it is, yeah.
Yeah, before we got to get the engine lifting before we drive it in.
Yeah, and it should all start coming back to us. Bonnet off made great
all
sense.
All I remember is that they're really tight on them bell housing, aren't they?
Yeah.
But we lifted it up, I think. We took the engine mounts out.
And laid it on the...
Laid it and almost pulled it forward a little bit, and that opened up that gap at the back. But yeah, all right,
It is coming back to me, actually. Normally when we strip a car, I'm just going to mention it, we have to put bits everywhere or hide them in a container. But do you remember we put it all in the back?
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
It is nice.
It's lovely.
As we're taking it off, we're just going to put it straight in the back. Right.
All right, mate.
We've got a few hours left. Let's get some tools out and crack on. This really is a lovely truck, apart from obviously the running issue. And we want to crack on and get this one done as fast as we can, because it should be just the engine. So straight away outside, we're so lucky on these Rangers, there's actually a tap on the bottom of the radiator, guys. You undo that tap, put a drain tray under there, take the reservoir cap off, and it will just pour out. While it's pouring out, we're stripping out everything surrounding that engine. The bonnet is 4 bolts. You've got the scuttle panel, the wiper blades, the wiper motor. We're moving all of it out of the way to create more room before we bring it inside. Just before we move on, of course, I want to say a huge thank you to today's channel sponsor, Car Vertical. We do not buy a car or are even interested in a car unless we have checked it out, of course, using the one and only one-stop shop, Car Vertical. It's a Ford Ranger 2014. Very easy, quick check to make, and it clearly shows you there that there's no mileage discrepancies, there's no finance or legal status discrepancies, and of course there is no issues there with damage. Also on the check it shows you that there is 2 records found of owners. You've got on there as well your theft, your mileage, financial and legal, damaged, natural disasters, market values, taxes and fees, specs and equipment, ownerships, and of course the timeline. The timeline is my most favourite part on the check, because it does tell you all of the MOT history and any service inputs that have been put in. And the good thing about the MOT history is it tells you everything in one place. So it tells you when it went, did it fail, what it failed on, and what it went back, what had been repaired on it once it did go back. You can see it had previously had a plate on there, private plate, was inspected, and then it will come up here when it was sold and the plate was removed. Failed a technical inspection there, near side fuel system component leaking. Another inspection, obviously that was after, once it was rectified. another inspection there, and then you can just continue on to other failures. And again, like I said, once that licence plate there was actually removed on the 12th 2024, and it had an ownership change. I do just want to show you on these car vertical reports, you can actually look here, and it does give you a sample report just to show you what you are looking out for and if there is an issue on yours. So this is just an example, like I said, a 17 reg Audi, and you can see there clearly highlighted quite bright in yellow, needs attention, and needs attention. So if you clicked on the, say, damaged, it would actually tell you that, look, beware, one record found. It'll tell you the category, the date it was written off. And again, if you wanted to go into the financial, it actually tells you what finance company, the telephone number for that company, and also the reference number that you'll need to call to check to see if they still hold an interest in that vehicle. If you want to use the Car Vertical to check out your vehicle or vehicle you're going to buy, use that little code that's been displayed up on screen throughout this check from any browser, or hit the link in the description where it will automatically apply you a nice little discount off your check. Let's quickly drop the water, remove the bonnet and prepare for tomorrow. But as usual, mate, we got carried away and we created a whole heap of room.
Yeah, you can see a bit more now, can't you?
You can, but
Scuttle out.
we definitely think that we can't remove anything else off this truck without, we're stopping it from running.
Yeah.
We need to drive it in.
We get it in.
So yeah, we get it in. You're going to get a little bit of water coming out of the system, but apart from that, hopefully it runs with the intercooler hose off. If not, yeah, I can chuck it back on.
Yeah, I think with the airbox unplugged, they run, don't they?
The airflow meter, yeah.
Yeah. So shall I?
Yeah,
try and get it in.
Start it up, mate, and get it in as straight as you can. Don't forget it hardly, like, you literally got to put it in gear and just roll.
Yeah.
It don't do a lot.
I think I put it in low, didn't I?
Yeah, fingers crossed it starts. I took it out of that earlier because it wouldn't move. Bit of water on the belts there, it won't hurt.
She's
Bit
not happy.
chuffing out the breather.
She's not happy, is she?
No. Yeah, go on, mate. Go on. Keep going. A little bit more.
You might have to move that torch roller.
Tiny bit. No, go on, you're all right. How'd I do ya?
I'll put her in neutral.
Yeah, leave it neutral, but I'm calling it. There's definitely an O in that piston. I think you agree as well.
Yeah.
It's the most common thing for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, knock it off, mate. Let's get the tyres let down so I can reach everything.
That's right, yeah.
And that ain't a joke either, that's going to happen.
We could have done, we've gone a little bit more.
We can have a rejig in the morning anyway, because I'm sure that we've got to get under that wheel arch for something. As soon as we get the wheel off, we're going to know.
Engine lift in.
Yeah, oh yeah, the engine lift. So we're going to have to go back out with this. To get jumping ahead of ourselves, mate. No, I already got it in. It's there, look.
Oh yeah, look at that. Amazing.
Yeah, I already did it, mate. Don't worry. Now it's inside, it's a continuation of stripping down. Chris is on the driver's side there, removing the power steering pump so that we don't have to disconnect any of the pipes. I'm working up on the passenger side where you got the battery tray, you got the fuse box to remove. Under the fuse box, you've got to load more bolts for the diesel filter housing. You've got to remove all of that. Got to remove the diesel pipes, the ECUs under there, that needs to be removed. Aircon pipes running along the chassis. There's so much stuff on that passenger side, you need to get out of the way first. Good point there for a little bit of an update. So the usual pain, getting deja vu, that security plate that covers up the third plug on the ECU. Obviously it is for security, that's exactly why it's there, but they are a nightmare because they have that shear bolt inside them. And it is, I'm going to need to bend that back down actually. There you go, so it's just inside there. Now I'll get that out in a minute. I've got it a little bit loose now, and then we'll have to replace that with another one. I've undone all of the electrics this side, all of the fuel pipes. So these two stay with the car, these two come with the engine. We've got to disconnect these breathers and the engine mount this side. This side, that is pretty much it. Over on the driver's side where Chris is working, there is so much more. So we've decided, the same as last time, drop the steering pump out so that we haven't got to disconnect it and basically leak all the power steering fluid everywhere. You've got the exhaust as well that needs undoing, the engine mount that side. What else is down there that you've just had to undo?
Well, I've undone the bracket on the DPF under there, earth cable, that sort of
Starter's
stuff.
got to come out.
Took that bit of, it's not like a wheel arch liner, it's like a bit of rubber, hangs down, that skirt if you like. So I've moved that out of the way to get in there, took the belt tension off, like you say, the power steering pump out of the way, intercooler pipe out of the way. So we're getting close to, I haven't got the light, I've got it under.
I can see it there, the engine mount.
Yeah, so we've got good access to that now.
Yeah.
We're going to take a bit of weight, aren't we, and remove them right out. So,
Definitely.
yeah, getting there.
It is, as you're doing it, you do get deja vu that because this is the third one of these that we've actually done, and it's not dissimilar to the 3.2. They're just a larger engine, another cylinder, aren't they? But we'll just continue on, I guess, chipping away at it.
I feel like I've shrunk since the last one. Now I'm having a
I know
stretch.
we've left the tyres up for the moment because we want to do everything underneath it before we then lower it down to do the bits at the top. But I guess by the time you've undone everything underneath now, there's not going to be a lot left at the top to
I've not
undo.
started on the bell housing yet.
No.
So, and we've got torque converter to do, but
Yeah.
get this quite tight. Get these out, and we'll move on to underneath, I suppose.
Right, let's continue on. It is a continuation. There is so much to do. You got the starter motor down the passenger side at the bottom. Guys, it is a nightmare to get to. You have to actually get up underneath the wheel arch, remove two 10s, take a bracket off, then there's two 13s underneath just to get that out of the way. We're trying to get around those engine mounts so that we can get the hoist in here, lift the engine up, drop the mounts out, then drop the engine back down to make a bit of room, obviously, at the back to get the bell housing bolts undone. Mate, that is tight in there, isn't it?
They're not pleasant, are they?
Honestly, it's such hard going. Even the air-con pump, there's like one bolt behind it.
Yeah.
And once you get it out, it's like you've got a gap literally that big to get in. And then the engine mount, this side, you can see, I've wound the bolt out there, and it's actually touching the steering arm there. So you can't get it out any further. And then the other side, you've got to try and get to it. It's a nightmare.
The diff.
The diff, yeah. Chris has been undone all of the torque converter bolts. There's 6 under there. I was up here. There's so much done in that 30 seconds time lapse. I think it's approximately about an hour, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 30 seconds.
I think we're down to probably 2 or maybe 3 bolts in the bell housing.
Right at the top here.
All at the top.
Yeah.
Now there is an EGR pipe goes across there, which is a bit in the way. But I think it's lift it up and get those out.
Drop them out, yeah.
And then that should open that up, as we said earlier, and get those out. And we should be pretty close. So.
Close to pulling it out,
Yeah, so not too bad, but yeah, everything on them awkward, isn't it?
I don't think it matters whether it's a 3.2 or a 2.2. No. They are equally as hard. Chris said, very, very easy. Look how much room is in front of this. And honestly, that Fiscus fan actually sits right back here. And there's so much more room in front of it. And Chris said, better bolt that engine forward.
3 inches.
3 inches.
I know the weight distribution comes into play, but honestly,
3 inches would have made this job so much more easier and so much more accessible. But I guess when they build them, they don't think the engine's ever going to come out of them, do they?
No.
Right, mate, let's carry on then.
All
Get
right,
this. I think we're over the lion's share of it, but still quite a bit to do. That's nice and exposed. So's that one. So we'll get a chain on there and get the hoist on it. Now, look, we've lifted it up there. We've got the mounts out. And as soon as it comes down, you'll see we've created enough room there for me to get my little arm in there. They are 13s. And as you know, a 13mm spanner's not very long. So it is quite hard to crack them off initially. Once you get them off, I wound them out. And then you'll see just on the end of this time lapse there, we lift the engine up a little bit. And you can see it's coming away from the gearbox. Be honest, yeah, we're rolling, mate. Sorry, I think
I think we're there, aren't we?
We think we're there. And I know I said it earlier, 3 times we've done one of these, but it doesn't matter. You still got to be careful. You don't pull something and break it. Something that you forgot, because it wasn't yesterday we did it, was it? It was a few months ago.
The crankshaft's position sensor down there, I think that stays plugged in because it's on the engine loom, isn't it?
Right.
But it runs around the back.
So just go slowly then.
I think engine earth's off. You've done the starter motor, haven't you?
Yeah, and you'll see on the time lapse when we hook these on, we've given it a little wiggle and it's actually coming away. Yeah.
Keep going?
Yeah. That's enough, Chris, for a sec. Can you pull that towards you a little tiny bit? Or
I think it's the
sump's
caught on the axle, so I think we just have to go up.
Oik it over a little bit.
Go over it, mate. I don't think...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you out a bit?
Yeah, I'll just... Right, so these have got to stay behind these pipes. They're the gearbox oil cooler.
Yeah. They tucked right round.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll be honest, I tried moving
I know,
them as far as you can, but you don't know where.
And their nose breathers, I think, are the transmission, so they're all right.
These two feel stay on the car, and these two feel
yeah,
stay
and you
with
see
the
that
engine.
one, I think we've just got to leave that one behind and let it fall out.
Yeah, it's just
'cause that's
gearbox,
that's
breather.
diff one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Looking good, mate.
Right, hold it there, mate. So let me just double check that side. Oh, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Looking all right?
Yeah.
Just trying to drop that down through now, that breather. Right, that's out. So,
I think... Yeah,
nothing.
Nothing, mate.
Hopefully that goes high enough.
Yeah. It did last time, didn't it?
It did, didn't it? Only just though, I believe.
Yeah, and we did have the tyres let down.
That might still be happening.
It might do.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. 1:30 on a Friday afternoon. I don't think we've done too bad today.
That one up there, you're right.
Let's shove it in there. 1 second, bud. Let's get it in there. Hopefully that'll stop it. There's not a lot of coolant left in it, but if you try and put the hoses up as high as you can. You are 2 pumps away. That is it, mate. That's clear.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rightio.
Ready?
Yeah. Do you want to move the camera around? Over there?
I'll let you do it, because I'm going to hold this engine where it is.
See a bit more what we're doing.
It's a big old lump, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Watch that light.
Yeah,
come
lovely.
Down a bit.
Yeah. We won't go all the way down because we want to drop the oil out of it, don't we? We have to go back a bit more, haven't we?
That'll do park there for a
That's
minute,
it, mate, yeah.
That'll do, mate. That'll do.
K4, 2.2 rear wheel drive. Well.
So, what do we think? In your van?
Yeah.
Straight to Phoenix?
Let's dump the oil out
We
of it.
dump the oil, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, good idea.
Have a bit of a tidy up.
We got a few nuts and bolts lying underneath.
And some tools, yeah.
We dig all that out.
And then
torque converter stayed in place, isn't it? So
we can show how much room there is under here once we've... Yeah?
Yeah, all right, mate.
Right, let's get this oil dropped out of it. We don't want to turn up there with it and then they take the sump off and end up covering their floor, but 2.2 Ford Ranger engine out of the vehicle. So with the engine out, of course, I think you guys have kind of got a bit of an idea of where this one's going. We need to drain the fluids out of it. So I had plenty of oil in it. I drained all of the oil out of it, and any coolant that's in the hoses as well, anything that you can get out of it, of course, because this one's going to be going into the back of my van. And once it's in there, I don't want it leaking diesel, don't want it leaking oil, and you definitely don't want it leaking any coolants whatsoever, anything, any oils. So with all that done, Chris is putting all of the tools away because there's no more we can do till we get this engine sorted. So I guess let's get this GTR out, let's get my van in here. And with the van in, we've done this before, exactly the same engine in the back of my van. And you can see, we know exactly how high to put the chain, and it went in there perfect. So we got a strap from the driver's side corner to the passenger side rear corner, and then vice versa, exactly the same the other side. So we did go through the towing eye, and then Chris choked it so that it can't move, and then we ratchet strapped it up. Door shut. Let's head off to, let's have a guess where in the comment section, but I think you all know exactly where we're going. So we all knew where this one was coming, didn't we? Me and Chris threw it in there, strapped it down, and we have arrived at Phoenix Motor Engineering. And Adam is going to pull it straight in and strip this one while we are here, so that we can take a look at what the damage is and what needs to be repaired on it, because we are probably going to repair our original engine. Let's get it out and take a look. Adam kindly let me go off to the cafe there while he actually stripped off all of this. I'm not going to tell you, but he actually knows what's wrong with this engine. While we're sitting in the cafe, he sent me a little video, but I'm not going to even bother telling you about it. We're going to wait till he's got this apart, and then you're all going to see it for yourselves. But I was quite worried when I got here, because his dad said, "Are you sure it's not just a rocker arm?" And I was like, "I don't think so, no." So anyway, they got a nice thin camera down the hole. I know exactly what's wrong with it. Let's let him get the rest of this off. So it's rocker box cover, and then timing chain cover. Get the head off, and let's take a look. I'm just going to not disturb him, stay out of his way, and let him do it. But guys, yeah, they're doing this day in, day out. Quite a lot of you would have already seen us doing a video here before. They got a 3.2 over there being done. You've got Adam's dad over here. Proper old school engineer. Right, you are an old school engineer. Absolutely brilliant. Snaps Comrod.
Yeah. That's the V8 is a Range Rover.
A Range Rover?
Yeah, V8 Range Rover.
I haven't got a microphone on you. V8 Range Rover. So that, are you going to repair that?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. I'll put on the machine and try to see.
Can we record a little bit of that when you've got it on there later?
Yeah.
So he's got his machine over here. Yeah, record that. It's brilliant how it's going to clean that up. Anyway, let's let Adam finish what he's doing, and we'll take a look.
Yeah.
Head bolts all out.
Ready?
Here we go. What one was it, Adam?
Number 3. I'll bring the piston up. See the hole in that side.
Well, it's quite small, isn't it? It was bigger on that camera, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll get you to wipe it off in a sec.
Let's get that off, don't need that no more. What's this?
Yeah.
I've got a crack down here.
That's got a nasty crack in it there,
Yeah.
hasn't it? And that's where the hole is, just there, is it?
Yeah. It comes down to over-fueling this. It would have had an ejector issue, whether the car's being remapped or something like that to give it more
Yeah.
power. It's just a common problem, ejectors.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You can see that in there now. It's actually really bad. It's actually split right open, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it will have a hole. You know where the piston rings sit?
Yeah.
It will have a hole to there. Let me see if I've
That's
got one over.
absolutely unbelievable. That look, cracked all the way through and all the way down. And like Adam said, I think we mentioned it in the previous videos, the injectors, they start over-fueling.
Hole.
Yeah.
So it would have scored the sleeve up a bit.
Yeah. Hopefully, that's all it is, mate.
Yeah.
I'm sure it probably is.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it was running.
Yeah, it wasn't rattling or anything. It was just really shaking, and it obviously running on 3 cylinders. So, what you got to do now then? Take the crank out and just go right through it.
Yeah, take them all out. Going to polish them up. Obviously, check this one. We can bore it, oversize it, and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, replace the piston. And put like general service stuff. The head's going to be skimmed, lapped in, regardless of the issue.
All right. Well, I'll leave this with you for a few days then.
No
I'm
problem.
going to nick that microphone and go and have a quick
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
with your dad before I leave. Thank you, mate.
No
So we
worries.
left Adam there, and I've come over to the bench. He's got that con rod removed and the bearing, and he's actually done some tests with what
The
was it?
micrometer.
Micrometer. Micrometer?
Micrometer.
Micrometer. Made some checks, and this is no good. You can't
No.
repair this.
Because it's too much down. If you check that one, and then when you check that, it's dropped down to 60 down.
Right.
So it's not serviceable that way.
No, the maximum you can take off
1 mil.
is 1 mil.
Yeah.
Okay. What about when do people weld over this? And then-
Yeah, but it's a V8 engine.
Right.
So it's not good idea.
Not a good idea. But fortunately,
Yeah.
you've got a spare on
Yeah.
the shelf.
Yeah.
And this
So-
one is nowhere near as bad, but still needs some work.
Yeah. Come on.
And you've obviously
This
measured
one.
it. They're literally everywhere, crankshaft. So not only
This
do
one,
these
same
guys...
one again. Same one again. Only the like, it looks like an oil problem. Running too hot to this
Yeah.
one. Size is there. If you are measured up there, size that I'm looking for is here. Same this one. Yeah. 475, 80. So still I'm gonna go to first oversize,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
Once you've got this set up, just before I go, I just want to see your machine in action. Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'll let you get it all set up, and then I'll have another look.
Just gotta put it on.
Or let's actually stay and look.
Everything lock. Open the water, and that's it. It's gonna.
Quite, does it quite quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, this machine is the quick way anyway.
Is it?
Yeah. That's why it's. It's not offset machine anyway, so this one is straight away. Get on the job.
Yeah. So you don't just do engine building here.
Yeah.
You do a lot of crank
Is doing a lot of crankshaft grinding.
for other people.
Other people, other garage. This is not mine, it's other garage.
That's for another garage. So
All that one down the floor is not mine. If you look into the small one, that's the 3-liter Range Rover.
3 litre Range Rover.
Yeah.
Not looking good for Range Rover, this conversation, is it?
It looks like a. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's coming to like it's all different. BMW coming,
Yeah.
all different vehicles. But lucky enough today, it's too much on the Range Rover.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, guys. Phoenix Engineering. There is a link in the description down below. Well, we are left with a great big gaping gap for an engine to go in, and it is just a case now of waiting for those guys down at Phoenix. But I think we both guessed, didn't we? It was going to be a
That's
piston.
what we thought, weren't we? Yeah.
And I've since got off the phone to Adam. Obviously now he has completely stripped the crank out, and he come with even more good news, and that was there was a tiny little mark in the barrel. As soon as he put the polisher in there, the mark went. So it is a case of new piston, rings,
Like you say, as we expected.
as we expected. And also he made a suggestion to us, and it's actually the first time we've ever done this. We bought, for the last one, a brand new injector, and he said with a brand new set of injectors, they run so much nicer. So do you know what? We've actually just run Parts Plus, and we've ordered them.
It's not only that, we know what damage a faulty injector causes.
Can cause, yeah.
So, you know, one of those other three would at some point
Fail.
fail.
Yeah.
And then you've effectively, someone's got to rebuild the
Yeah,
engine
you've got
again.
back to square one
You're
again,
back to
aren't
square
you?
one.
Yeah.
So false economy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money.
If nearly £1,000,
Put
yeah.
4 injectors in, but that's, you know, going to extend the longevity of that engine.
Yeah,
rebuild
definitely.
For potentially another 10 years, isn't it?
Yep.
So
So me and Chris are always, if you can do something by yourself on your driveway, crack on and give it a go and get it done. Definitely don't try and do a full Ranger on your driveway.
no.
It's hard work for both of us to do. Down this side, everything's tight. Down there, Chris had to do the exhaust, the pump, all of it is tight. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about it anymore. Let's wait for that call for Phoenix Engineering to give us a call and say it's ready for collection. That is going to be the end of today's video. As usual, if you did enjoy it, myself and Chris would really appreciate that thumbs up. Don't forget to put your comments and your thoughts in the comment section down below, and we'll look forward to seeing you all very, very soon in the next one. Just before we do go, don't forget, this come through the channel. If you've got a car for sale, if it's got a problem, smashed up, a family member of yours had their car written off, you have always got that first option to buy your car back from the insurance company. And we will always try to give you your excess or make that money up so that you come out kind of where you need to be with it. Always reach out and let us know. It's sales, SRUK@gmail.com. That email is in the description down below. Anything to add, mate?
No joke, Rob.
No joke. We'll look forward to seeing you all very, very soon in the next one.